I think I tried to do this like I don't know how many times last week. We are live, so just to let y'all know.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Woo! But I was smiling more than I needed to. I was actually putting more, just making you feel uncomfortable. Just add to the anxiety that didn't exist.
I enjoyed our conversation with it. On live.
Yes, it's on there too. Before the show. Yeah, I go back and edit all that
I
stuff.
got you.
Letty, y'all got the curb part. All right, Letty.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Gotta
man.
get some good juju going.
Oh, no. Yes. Yeah, I thought I surprised
I am surprised.
So you want me to show the picture when you recount from what happened last week?
Oh, me and
Yeah.
yes, sir, Mr. Leroy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I just feel so unworthy sitting next to you,
Oh, you know. Well, somebody said at the people at church today. I said, they didn't have kings, they had judges.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes you wonder the purpose of kings and is it of God or
Oh
not?
no. Well, remember the Israelites? They were
Mhm.
talking. God didn't want them to have a king. The rest of everybody else did.
Yep.
He wanted them to be. Um, he wanted to be the only king that there was, and see how wonderful that turned out.
Yeah. Most definitely. But somebody out there saying, oh.
Okay.
So we do have a guest for next week.
Okay.
She has a branding company, but her background, which is be great in connecting it to STEM, she ran an engineering company for like in optics and something like that for 6 years before she started her like outreach to young girls and branding and empowerment to ladies. So she's in Texas now, but I think she still will be down there. She's on like a 16 city tour with one of her artists.
Oh, can you send a message and listen to her first
Say it again.
with her? I'll turn it on the website, please.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Do what again?
Just send out a message. Hey, tune in right now.
Oh, sure. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so kindly.
You're so kind. And my voice back a little bit this week.
Amen. What? Am I number 3 and 4?
Nah, we'll walk around it. Let me see.
It isn't hard.
Actually, we can skip a couple of them this week.
It's only 3 and 4, right?
I think 1 and 2 is in there. I didn't touch the announcements. Yeah, I see 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
1,
Well, what I'm saying is,
2. As far as the announcements,
it isn't
you can
hard.
see. The same ones. We can keep it straight.
1 and 2.
I do 1, 2, you do 1, 3, and 4. And reflections. I just put you on Mackenzie his
I
book.
can't reflect nothing.
Yes, you can.
I didn't see it. I didn't get a chance to see it. I don't know. Last week was. I don't even want to talk about it. It's just that's how hurt I feel about the whole situation.
So let's talk about today. So,
I'm seriously, I'm just
Yes.
hurt.
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
hurt by the whole thing.
on Facebook, here we go.
Okay. Oh, you put the proverbs in.
Yeah. I left last week's in there just in case you wanted to reflect on that.
So I have the 2 images that were showing.
Yep, that's it.
have to go to her now. I'm feeling all kinds of mashed up.
All right.
My sister Charlene.
Mm-hmm. She's my new friend, and so is Angela,
Angela Gordon.
and so is
Maybe.
Demetrius.
Demetrius D.
Yeah, I'm gonna come tomorrow.
Okay.
Ooh, if I come, I'm bringing my cousins with me, bro. Inside.
Okay.
Sweet. So you gonna come get me after your Zombie Club?
It all depends on what time they start. You might want to get a ride there.
Media group, Facebook page, so that people can tune in.
Okay.
Because people say, oh, I don't know how to join it.
Can we use the season 2 picture when it's both side by side? Okay. Let me look on this. That was our website. I mean, that was the. Oh no, it is.
All right.
Yes, sir.
About to count you in.
Oh,
She's not here
She's
yet.
not here yet.
Oh, you want to wait for her?
That's, yeah, but that's okay. So we know that it's in at 6, so hopefully she will come in soon.
Actually, it's at 5:50. I told you in earlier. Could you come on earlier?
I texted her earlier. She was saying, come here at 4:15 and wait from 5 to 6.
No, because you cut the other show short. So she's making the other show come in at 4:45 or 3:45.
Okay.
So what I told her was like, all I
Mhm.
really need is 10 minutes. So I can let
Mhm.
you go to the 50 mark, and next
Yeah.
week you have a show that starts behind you.
Right.
So today you can go to 6, but
Okay.
as of next week it will end at 5:50.
Okay, we had to clear that up because I was under the impression that we have a start time, but we still get an hour, no matter what time it starts.
Right, but
So-
you got to keep in mind, I'm closing out another show earlier, so you guys can
Mhm.
start on time. Because it still take a certain amount of time for me to set up everything for you.
That's understandable.
So if you want me to set it up for you, I can start it at 5 and you can end at 6. But
Okay.
if you want me to set it up and close her out early, I'm gonna have
Mhm.
to set it up and close you out early as well.
So does she still get an hour at least?
She still gets an hour.
Okay.
She still gets an hour, but she has to come on at 3:45. So
Okay.
she typically comes on around 3:50. But
Okay.
she said what she's gonna do is just be set up, and she's gonna come on at 4 and get off it whenever you guys get here, which
Okay.
is typically 4:45, 4:50.
Okay, so what would we need to do to make sure it's an hour? What would be the best setup for you?
Um,
Mhm.
well, in reality, all I need is 5 to 10 minutes. Because all I'm doing is taking hers off and typing yours on.
Okay.
And me and you have to be sharper
Is that
on.
Mhm.
Man, you have to be sharper on the images that you want to set.
Yes.
So what I do is, before you come in, I confirm that I received the images that you wanted.
Yes, sir.
If I haven't confirmed, that means I haven't received them.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So just make sure so it can be sharp, because I can do a lot of the stuff as you're doing your introductions. Like I can spend a lot of it up as you're doing your introductions.
Okay.
So we can maximize time.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
How are you?
This is James from
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to
Pleasure to
meet
meet you.
you.
Absolutely. And this is my nephew Tyron.
Hi.
Tyron.
Nice to meet you.
This is our engineer, Eladio.
Hey,
Hello,
how
how are you?
Check out the backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black owned company.
Yeah, check that out. Put them out there.
Yes, yes.
So you found everything okay coming?
Yeah, I know where this is. We had a few shows there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Okay, let me make sure.
That's family?
They're wonderful. They literally came home and fell out after the long night. So I left everyone asleep.
Gotcha.
They did say to tell Miss Monica, I said hi though.
Okay.
Alright, so real quick orientation. You would never look at this camera because this camera is never on you.
Okay,
The camera in front of you is the camera that will be on you.
okay.
So if you have anything that you're saying to the crowd, then you always want to say it to this camera here.
Okay.
You need Wi-Fi or?
Yeah, yeah, Wi-Fi?
Yeah,
What?
it's the guest Wi-Fi and it's good for you food.
Good for you food.
Yeah,
Okay,
everything's spelled out.
okay. It's the free Wi-Fi?
Yes,
Guest for you food.
the good for you.
Good for you food.
It's the guest Wi-Fi
And it says it is good for you
food.
food.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. And if you want, you can go to the eLife Media Group page and share this live onto your,
Onto my page.
yes.
You said eLife?
Yes, Media Group.
Got it.
Mhm.
Onto the live. Onto the live.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. I will leave out.
Are we ready?
Ready? Okay.
So her name altogether,
Landy James.
just Landy
No
James.
Jackson James?
You could,
Okay,
yeah, Landy James is fine.
okay.
Jackson James.
I'm gonna, the Bible wanna read his life, Jackson James.
Is Jackson James in the bio?
Oh,
Okay, that's
Lanny
fine.
James is in the Bible. Okay, all right. Okay.
Landy James.
Got it, Lanny James.
I'm about to be on the camera. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, everyone. This is It Needs to Be Heard with Mr. Robert Eugene Young. And
Odinka Terrell,
now that you've heard it,
what will you do?
we are truly elated today to have an awesome show which is entitled STEM. It's more than rocket science. And today we have Miss Landy James, and we also have a returning guest, Mr. Tyron Dickerson. We're really excited because we're back for a second season. We're always looking forward to some amazing guests.
Yes.
And we really want to dive right into our show today because we really want to give Miss James all the time she can
Yes.
to share what that's passionate to her and what STEM means as well from her point of view and or opinion. Last week we had a guest, Mr. Leroy McKenzie, who is the CEO and founder of Jesus Never Fails Enterprises. So it's JNF Enterprises. And he resides out of Baltimore, Maryland. He was with us last week. The name of our show was called The Power of a Man. The male, a grown man versus a grown male. A grown man versus a grown male. And we covered a gamut of topics. And what I really like, one of the things that jumps out to me was when he talked about as men are to unlearn some of the things that we have learned about what a man really is. And I found that quite profound. He's the author of The Power of a Man, Faith, Family, Finance, and Future. Once again, he's the author of The Power of a Man, Faith, Family, Finance, and Future. And he actually has several books, but he's also a poet as well, in which he have 2 books published too. And as we always say every week, we want to thank eLife Media Group and Dr. Baruch. And there are also opportunities for shows here. And if you are interested, please contact eLife Media Group at 301-324-6900. That's 301-324-6900. And as we enter into our announcements, we'd like to start first with Mr. Tyron Dickerson. How you doing there, sir?
I'm good, man.
Good, good. Tyron was on our show. He's my nephew, and he was a semifinalist for the DC CAP competition. DC CAP meaning the District of Columbia College Access Scholarship Program, which has been around for quite a few years. And he would like to share a few words with our viewers today.
Well, good evening. And I'd like to say thank you for your votings and everything. But I didn't make it because the votings were a little weird. When my emails keep going, some of the people were telling me that the emails was going, saying that voting was a little weird, like we couldn't vote. So, due to voting, I didn't make it, or some of my other friends didn't make it either. But I was still thankful. I was a little hurt when I first saw it.
It was hurt, man. It's okay. Learn early as a young man to accept that.
Yeah, I was a little hurt, but then I was like, I ain't gonna want to do it no more. Like, it's just something that I'm not used to. But now that I got that call, I was so unusual that they needed me to do the opening and closing act, playing drums, and I was like, okay, I accept it. And I'm still in it, but I just still wanted to be in the competition and win the college money. But I'm still in the opening and closing act, and that's a good thing anyways. Like my Uncle Rob always say, everything is not just for yourself. It's for exposure and for giving glory to God. And I'd like to thank Uncle Rob for all the stuff he did for me and giving me this chance to come on here and thank the people that voted for me. And like I said, thank you for all your voting. I hope next year will be a better year for my 12th grade year. Thank you.
So when is the actual performance?
The performance April the 10th, I think. Yeah, April the 10th
At the Kennedy Center?
at the Kennedy Center. It's gonna be a lot, and the topic for it is England. I think London, England,
British
UK.
invasion.
Yeah, British invasion.
Uh-huh.
So
So how can we find out more information?
if you can find more information at dccap.org. You can find it, pull up on a computer, your phone. You can even try if you have it. Just pull it up on your pad. It's easy. Just type dccap.org and you can pull it up. And it says British invasion, and you'll see the contestants and everything. Whoever made it. Well, if you still can, if they let us still watch the video, rewatch the video of me playing, or whoever else. But just come out to the Kennedy Center, come support, come show some love. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Tyron.
All right.
We want to thank DC CAP for the, not just for the exposure, but also the cause that they're doing to help DC public school and private schools to participate in acquiring scholarship money, for we do promote extending your education, because we want you to be the best that you can be and be the most, and have life to be, have options. And when you have your education, you increase your options.
That's correct.
You still, hard work still is important, but when you have your education, it increases your option either to have a great job or to be a business owner. I say be a business owner. Well, other than that, thank you very much, Tyron.
Alright.
Awesome. So with our announcements, our first announcement is the Peacock House, Black Business Network out of Oxon Hill, Maryland, which is a commercial space that's set aside for entrepreneurs, a set of business owners who are helping current business owners and startup businesses get to the next step. They help with a business mentoring, headshots, infomercials, commercials, media presence, and internet presence. And also weekly pitch tanks where you can pitch your idea and get support to take it to the next step. What I like most about it is that it's geared towards children as well. Many inventions that we use every day were invented by children. We want to cultivate their minds. That's why today's STEM is so awesome.
Yes.
So I'm great to have our guests here today. And if you have more information, not if, you have more information. So you're going to contact Dr. Chi Chi, a very good friend of mine. And her number is 240-413-9481. It's 240-413-9481. And also, it needs to be heard. There are many things that we desire to do in the community, and also as conducting your business and or your programs. And we are reachable at at gmail.com. At it needs to be heard with an S at gmail.com. And we're also accepting monetary expressions of love
All the time.
all the time with at gofundme.com/it needs to be heard, on PayPal with our email address, it needs to be heard, and also on Cash App with the $ it needs to be heard.
Thank you so much. A continuation for our announcements, we have a publishing company who's reviewing books of all kind. You can contact Ms. Jessica Ann Mitchell Ayur. Let her know that Robert Eugene Young from It Needs to Be Heard sent you. He's a motivational speaker as well. So let her know that. You can contact her at Our Legacy with an I, press.com. Also, you can contact her on her website at JAMAIWYOR.com, or you can email her at JAMAIWYOR@gmail.com. In addition, if you want to call in
Yes.
or leave messages of support, questions, concerns, just give us a call. The call-in number to the show for the eLife Media Group is 240-455-5934. Or once again, we can send you your questions or social media accounts we have on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. We also have some birthday shout-outs. I have 2 birthday shout-outs. I want to give a shout-out to my niece, Miss Maya Marriott. She turned 13, is a teenager now. We're excited to have another teenager in the family. We're excited about that. And also her grandmother, which is my sister, Miss Karen Britton. She turned the big 6-0, and I'm excited we're going to go and celebrate with her this coming week. And so happy birthday.
Where?
In Florida.
What part of Florida?
Miami.
What?
So I'm excited, and it's good to see family. So we're going to celebrate. Happy birthday, Karen. Happy birthday, Maya.
Happy birthday. I wish I could have come.
Also,
Maybe next time.
Mr. Demetrius,
Mm-hmm.
another nephew of Mr. Young. His birthday was on the 21st. I'm sorry, the 15th.
Yes.
So he's
Mhm.
21. Legal.
Yeah, the big 2-1.
Legal.
Yeah.
Legal. So we
Yeah.
want to say happy birthday, Demetrius. God bless you. So our guest today, we just go right into it. We're excited
Mhm.
about this guest. I've been planning this. We've been excited. We've been talking back and forth. And it's something that we all need to know.
Yes.
That's why it needs to be heard.
Yes.
And I'm excited to just go ahead and talk about it. So our guest today, Miss Landy James, was born on the island of St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, to the parents of Roy D. and Marilyn Jackson, local business owners. She was raised on the beautiful island and relocated at the age of 20 to Atlanta, Georgia, to attend Georgia State University, where she earned her Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Information Systems, and a few years later, completed a Master of Business Administration with a concentration in Technology Management. All right, that's deep, that's strong. So Landy began her career in Atlanta, Georgia, as a software engineer and coder for international Fortune 500 company, and quickly moved into her leadership position as she progressed through her career. She currently resides in Bowie, Maryland, and works for the Food and Drug Administration, where she leads the FDA's Innovation Lab. As a minority female in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, more commonly known as STEM, Landy has recognized a large gap that exists in qualified and available talents among minorities. Upon further research, she discovered that the number of Black and Latino students selecting STEM majors in college is significantly lower than other ethnicities. With her current assignment at the FDA, she has successfully created and implemented several innovation initiatives, including the FDA's first Innovation Summit, where there were over 100 STEM students attending alongside with other attendees of the summit. And the InnoSTEM program, which makes opportunities available to middle, high school, and college-age students from local schools to work with the FDA and its STEM professionals, laboratory and technologies. Therefore, to help bridge the gap and address the need for diversity and inclusion at the executive table for STEM professionals. She launched the DNA Awesome STEM Club. The DNA Awesome STEM Club is an organization founded by Landy to address the underrepresentation of minorities in STEM. It provides access to quality and comprehensive STEM instruction in the form of after-school programs and summer camps to students who otherwise may not have access to such instruction, or who may not be aware that these options actually exist. It is more than just STEM though. The club's motto is Psalm 139:14-18, and it reinforces for each child that they were designed for excellence, which is the tagline. The DNA Awesome instruction also includes lessons on character building, teaching children to use their knowledge and skills to be of service by engineering and creating solutions for their communities. Landy has traveled as a missionary to international countries, volunteered at women's shelters, fed the homeless, volunteered at local high schools, and raised money for chronic diseases, orphan kids, and homelessness. The core values that she espouses are directly derived from her desire to strengthen the next generation of leaders and create a strong, supportive community base that can be replicated from generation to generation. We are in awe of this woman right now.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ms. James, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Today. We're excited, very excited. So let's just jump right into the
Sure.
questions. And so tell us about what drew you to STEM and what do you love about it?
Well, interestingly enough, thank you first of all for having
Absolutely.
me. I am absolutely honored to be here and talk about the thing that is dearest to my heart, outside of my children and my family and everyone else, STEM. So when I graduated from high school, I was very interested in becoming a lawyer. I wanted to study law. I love to debate. I love to research and prove a point. And I spent, I think, my first semester in school, and I was on the pre-law track, but I took a computer science class. And they were teaching us how to code. They were telling us the various syntax errors and just how to go in and do various debugging and stuff like that. And I fell in love with coding. A lot of people are like, you did what? You fell in love with what now? Yeah, I actually fell in love with coding. And so I changed my major at that time and graduated with a CIS undergrad. My first job was, for the first 6 years, I was literally down in coding, and just creating systems and manipulating code to get certain outputs. And it was actually very calming for me. If I would ever be stressed, put me in front of some code that's not working, and I would debug it and find what the issue is. Very calming for me. And so that kind of changed my trajectory in terms of what I was planning to do, what I told my parents I was going to do. But it put me, I think, on a path that I have absolutely no regrets. I've learned so much just being in STEM from that young age, because the minute I graduated from school, which was 20 years ago, to now, I have morphed and changed into a STEM professional, and I have touched areas that I don't think I would have ever touched had I gone the other route. And so what I love about it is that it allows you to problem solve. You know, I always tell people, give me a problem, and we're going to break it down to small pieces, and we're going to solve for it. We're going to figure it out. There's no such thing as an impossibility in the world that I work in. Right now at FDA, I run the innovation office, and so everyone who comes to us, they come to us with a problem, and my staff know, they know it's time to, okay, let's fix this. You know, a lot of people call a lot of people on my staff the scandal girl. What was her name? Olivia. Yes, Olivia Pope, because we're the fixers. We figure out what can work, and then we prove as to why this can be a potential solution. And so just existing in a mindset of solution, it does so much more than really what you do for your 9 to 5. It attacks everything in your life, and it shows you how solutions and being solution oriented, how it can literally make your life a positive one. And so what that does is that then allows you to approach people with the same positivity and have them look for the solution and the possibility in any situation as well. So that's what I love about it, because it really allows you to exist in a space of possibility, and it's awesome. I love it for that reason.
Awesome. What are some careers one can do with STEM?
So as you said in my introduction, STEM covers science, technology. It covers the sciences. It covers technology, robotics engineers as well. You have your chemists, your scientists, laboratorians. You can